Over 50? 3 glute exercises are better than squats. If you're over 50, chances are you've been told the same thing over and over again. If you want strong legs, just do squats. It's the default advice. The go-to exercise. The so-called king of lower body training. But here's the truth most people won't tell you. After 50, squats are not always the best option. And for many people, they're not even close. In fact, there are 3 glute exercises that can be better than squats for building strength, protecting your joints, improving balance, and helping you move with confidence again. This isn't about chasing muscle size. It's not about lifting heavy weights. And it's definitely not about pushing through pain. This is about movement that works with your body, not against it. Because once you pass 50, your priorities change. You don't just want stronger muscles. You want safer movement. You want stability. You want power without pain. You want to walk, climb stairs, get up from a chair, and live your life without constantly worrying about your knees, hips, or lower back. And that's exactly where the glutes come in. Your glutes are not just but muscles. They are the engine of your body. They control how you stand. They control how you walk. They control how you balance. They protect your knees. They stabilize your hips. They support your spine. And when your glutes are weak, which is extremely common after 50, everything else starts to suffer. Knee pain shows up. Hip stiffness increases. Lower back discomfort becomes normal. Your stride shortens. Your posture changes. And everyday movements start to feel harder than they should. Now here's the problem with squats. Squats demand a lot, all at once. They require ankle mobility, hip flexibility, core stability, knee tolerance, balance, coordination. If even one of those areas is limited, and after 50, many of them are, squats stop being a glute exercise and start becoming a stress exercise. Instead of loading the glutes, the stress shifts to the knees, or the lower back, or the hips. And instead of getting stronger, people get sore, frustrated, or injured. That's why so many adults over 50 say things like, "Squats hurt my knees. Squats bother my back. I just don't feel them working." And they are not wrong. The issue isn't effort. The issue is exercise selection. There are better ways to activate and strengthen the glutes, ways that are safer, simpler, and far more effective for aging bodies. And today, we're going to break down 3 glute exercises that consistently outperform squats for people over 50. Not because they are trendy, not because they are extreme, but because they respect how the body changes with age. Before we get into the exercises, there's something critical you need to understand. After 50, muscle loss accelerates. It's called sarcopenia, and it affects everyone to some degree. But the glutes are often hit the hardest. Why? Because modern life shuts them down. We sit too much. We move less. We shorten our stride. We avoid challenging movements. Over time, the glutes forget how to fire properly. When that happens, other muscles step in to compensate. The lower back works overtime. The quads dominate movement. The knees take more stress than they should. So the goal isn't just to exercise the glutes. The goal is to wake them up, strengthen them through safe ranges of motion, and teach them to work again during everyday activities. And that's exactly what these 3 exercises do better than squats. Let's start with the first one. The hip hinge. Specifically, glute bridges. Glute bridges may look simple, but don't let that fool you. They are one of the most effective glute activation exercises ever created, especially for adults over 50. Why? Because they remove almost all joint stress while isolating the glutes. When you lie on your back with your knees bent and your feet on the floor, your spine is supported. Your knees stay in a comfortable position. Your hips move through a controlled range of motion. And when you lift your hips, the glutes are forced to do the work. No balance required. No deep knee bend. No pressure on the lower back. Just pure glute engagement. This is incredibly important, because many people over 50 have glutes that simply don't fire properly anymore. They try to squat, but their quads take over. Their lower back tightens. Their knees do the work. With glute bridges, there's nowhere for the glutes to hide. They either activate, or you immediately feel the difference. And that's exactly what you want. When done correctly, glute bridges teach your body how to generate force from the hips again. They retrain the mind-muscle connection. They improve pelvic stability. They reduce lower back strain. They even help with posture. And unlike squats, they can be adjusted easily. You can start with small movements. You can pause at the top. You can do them slowly. You can do them with body weight only. For many people over 50, this single exercise does more for glute strength than months of squatting ever did. But here's the key. Glute bridges are not about speed. They're not about representatives. They're about control. Lifting slowly. Squeezing at the top. Lowering with intention. That's where the benefit comes from. And as the glutes wake up and strengthen, something interesting happens. Knee discomfort often decreases. Lower back tension eases. Standing up from a chair becomes easier. Not because you trained harder, but because you trained smarter. Now let's talk about the second exercise. One that challenges the glutes in a way squats rarely do. Step backs and reverse lunges. Traditional forward lunges can be rough on the knees, especially after 50. But reverse lunges, stepping backward instead of forward, change everything. When you step back, the front leg stays stable. The knee experiences less forward stress. The glutes are forced to control the movement. This makes reverse lunges far more joint-friendly while being incredibly effective for glute strength. And here's what makes them better than squats. They train single leg strength. As we age, balance and unilateral strength become critical. Most falls happen because one leg fails to stabilize the body. Most knee and hip issues develop because one side is weaker than the other. Squats hide these imbalances. Reverse lunges expose and correct them. Each leg works independently. Each glute must activate fully. The body learns to stabilize again. And you don't need depth. Even a shallow reverse lunge activates the glutes more effectively than a deep squat for many adults over 50. You can hold onto a chair or wall for support. You can move slowly. You can limit range of motion. And yet, the glutes still do their job. That's the beauty of it. Reverse lunges strengthen the hips, improve coordination, and build confidence in movement. They translate directly to real life. Stepping back. Catching yourself. Climbing stairs. Changing direction. These are movements you actually use. And when your glutes are strong in these patterns, daily life feels easier and safer. Now, we're going to pause here. Because the third exercise is the one that truly separates glute training from traditional leg workouts. And it's often completely overlooked. Now let's talk about the third exercise. This is the one most people completely ignore. And yet, for adults over 50, it may be the most important of all. Side-to-side glute work. Specifically, lateral leg raises and sidestep movements. Here's why this matters. Most people think the glutes only work when you move forward and backward. Standing up. Sitting down. Squatting. Climbing stairs. But that's only part of the story. Your glutes have another critical job, keeping you stable from side to side. And as we age, this ability quietly disappears. You don't notice it at first. Until balance feels shaky. Until you wobble stepping off a curb. Until one hip drops when you walk. Until you feel unstable standing on one leg. This isn't weakness in the legs. It's weakness in the side glutes, especially the glute medius. And squats barely touch this muscle. That's why someone can squat for years and still struggle with balance. Lateral glute exercises fix that problem directly. When you lift your leg out to the side, or step sideways with control, the glutes fire in a way squats never demand. They stabilize the pelvis. They protect the hips. They keep the knees aligned. They prevent the body from collapsing inward. This matters enormously after 50. Because most knee pain isn't actually a knee problem. It's a hip and glute problem. When the side glutes are weak, the knees cave inward. Stress increases. Pain follows. Strengthen the side glutes, and many knee issues quietly fade. And the best part? These exercises are gentle, controlled, and low impact. You can do them standing while holding a chair. You can do them lying on your side. You can do them slowly, with full control. No deep bending. No joint compression. No strain. Yet the benefit is massive. People often notice improved balance within weeks. Walking feels smoother. Standing on one leg feels safer. Hip discomfort decreases. And again, this translates directly to real life. Getting dressed. Walking on uneven ground. Turning quickly. Avoiding falls. This is functional strength. Now, when you look at all three exercises together, something becomes clear. Glute bridges train hip power and activation. Reverse lunges train single leg strength and control. Lateral movements train stability and balance. Together, they cover everything the glutes are designed to do. Squats try to do all of this at once, and often fail for aging bodies. These exercises break the job into parts. They respect how joints change with age. They reduce unnecessary stress. They rebuild strength where it's actually needed. And here's the most important point. After 50, the goal isn't to prove how strong you are. The goal is to stay independent. To move without fear. To trust your body. To avoid injury. To feel capable in daily life. Strong glutes make that possible. Not because they look good, but because they support everything you do. Standing up. Sitting down. Walking. Turning. Balancing. Recovering from a stumble. This is why many specialists now move adults over 50 away from traditional squatting as the main lower body exercise. Not because squats are bad, but because they are not always the best tool. When joints are sensitive. When balance is limited. When mobility isn't perfect. There are smarter options. And these three exercises are among the smartest. Now let's talk about how often you should do them. You don't need long workouts. You don't need heavy weights. You don't need exhaustion. 2 to 4 times per week is enough. Slow, controlled repetitions. Focus on feeling the muscles work. Quality over quantity. When the glutes are properly activated, even small amounts of training create results. And those results show up where it matters most, in everyday life. Less pain. More confidence. Better movement. Greater stability. So if you're over 50 and squats have never felt right, you're not broken. You just need exercises that match your body now, not the body you had decades ago. Train the glutes smarter. And your body will thank you for it.